Affairs is one of the committees within the Ulster Farmers Union's hierarchy. We actually would deal with things such as your health and welfare. We've been looking at issues such as the lack of rural GPs, cancer services. We would also look into health and safety on the farms, and we would use various other organisations to help us with that. We also would deal with issues such as rural broadband, which is very prevalent now with children all being at home from school, and a lot of people were working throughout the pandemic from home, and there is quite a problem in that area. The same would be for mobile phones. And then of course there's always the issue as well of the masts that are used for the mobile phones. Another area that we would look at would be education. And we have done quite a bit of work in that area, and we are very supportive now of the rural schools who are going through budget cuts, and there's budget cuts as well for the rural transportation. Again, through our education role, we have done quite a bit of work over the years with Agri-Aware, and we're very proud that we have put together our Digin Resource. And today, when you look around, you can see from foundation to key stages 1 and 2, that has come through in the competition, where you're looking at, for foundation, the farmer, and then in key stage 1, which is just along here, they've looked at 4 seasons of farming, and then for the older age group, which would be key stage 2, they have put a healthy snack as part of the competition, which actually draws together some of the information that would be in these booklets. There's a lot of learning information around the farmer, around where your food comes from, things like farm safety, sustainability of farming, and around the environment as well. These are ready-made lesson plans for the teachers, and then there's activities that follow, which will also bring in things like your literacy, your numeracy, art, drama, and all of these have strands of the sciences, geography, and your PDMU going through. Bank of Ireland Open Farm Weekend, or as it is this year, the Virtual Farm Weekend, and we're always delighted to be able to put our strength behind that. It's all about giving the story of from the field to the fork, or from the farm to the fork, and that's how we want to actually educate our children going through the schools as to where their food comes from. And it's never been more prevalent than it is now, just having come through, and we're still going through this pandemic, and a lot of people do want to know where their local produce comes from and how it's produced. And again, Open Farm Weekend is a great showcase for that, because although this year we're not out on farms, every farm has a story to tell, and every farm's different and unique in its own way, and they have their own strengths and their own production. Again, that links in very well with our Digin Resource, because it covers all aspects of, say, dairy, beef, sheep, all of those different commodities, your fruit, your veg, your cereals, and that's all in these booklets for the children to learn about and for the teachers to make use of as a part of their lesson plan. Rural Support is a rural-based charity which is there as a listening and signposting service. It'll help people with, say they have financial problems or cash flow problems. They have mentors that can help them through situations like that. They'll also help them with the bureaucracy that's around farming. And there's, of course, then the other side where they look into people's physical and mental well-being. And again, I think people don't realise sometimes that, especially now, say an older farmer who's out in the countryside, has no family as such, they don't see very many people. Social farming, it's all about the inclusion of people in the rural areas. A lot of the social farms will have people that will come out, and it will help their physical and mental well-being. It also is very educational. There's been a number of social farms that have taken part over the past years, specifically on the schools days. And they're there, they're open all year round, and they do some brilliant work, and it really does help the rural economy as well.